Hello everybody, this is the King Bay, your book granny here with the review for you. Oh yeah, today I am reviewing The Daughter's War by Christopher Buehlman. I will say this is the second book of a series, The Blacktongue Thief. Even though this is the second book, it's actually a prequel to The Blacktongue Thief. So let me put this up there so you can find it. My copies actually come from Broken Bindings, but you can get them anywhere, Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, all those old big old bookstores, okay? As always, this is a no spoiler zone. The main character, Galva, was actually introduced to us in The Blacktongue Thief. She was that tough as nails, kick butt warrior who called upon the magic enhanced warboard to take down the goblins. I mean, I absolutely loved her fight. Yeah, she was a good one. I loved Galva a lot. Now, in this first book, the Blacktongue Thief, it was written as a more like a tongue-in-cheek, a more light feeling, shall we have. But the character Galva in there, she was a very solemn, somber, a brooding type hero, that type of character. So when it came for The Daughter's War, and I knew the book was going to be written from her point of view, that's completely opposite. That tone is completely opposite than what's on Blacktongue Thief. So I'm like, how is this author going to put that same tone in The Daughter's War? I couldn't see that happening for Galva. I'm like, that's not going to work out quite well if it's told from her point of view, because she don't joke. I mean, that's just not who her character is. So I'm like, well, maybe, I got to think about it. I said, well, maybe he's just going to go ahead and write it. I hope he goes ahead and writes it if he's writing it from her point of view, put in more of her type of tone, right? So he didn't disappoint. He did that. He actually wrote it in her tone instead of making that lighthearted tone. So this book, when you go into it to read it, just know it's a very heavy tone. So this is the last major war they had before this book. Okay. So in that, we know that by now, most of the men are dead. You know what I'm saying? We know that she's lost her 3 brothers. We know that, her life has been very difficult. So this goes over that toughness. The way the author wrote it, again, it's written from Galva's point of view, but instead of putting them in the present for them, she's looking back. It's like she's telling the story. It's already happened, and she's going over her memories and things like that. Now, with this darker tone, the author also put a few chapters in her youngest brother's point of view, and those did help give a little lightness here and a little lightness there. It wasn't a lot, but it was something to help it not be all the time. So I don't want to say doom and gloom, but let's face it. I mean, her life was hard. Okay, it was hard. I will say I really enjoyed how you saw the relationship between her and her brother. She had 3 brothers. And each of them, all 4 of the siblings, they were put in different parts, of this war. And to see her relationship with one, each of them all 3 of the brothers had completely different personalities, right? And her relationship with each one was different. And it was nice to see, like, when the brothers and sister crossed paths, how it happened. He also went through it, and here you learn that she has her lover. So you get to see, when did she get to meet her lover? How did they get to meet each other and all this sort of stuff. I will say one of my down parts of that is, if you're going to have a romance in the book, let it be a romance. And I mean, like, for instance, have some reasons for them to like each other. I don't like that love at first sight thing. I mean, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? You can have lust at first sight. Don't get me wrong. You can say, ooh, she looked good, or he looked good, or like that. But I don't believe in that love at first sight. I believe in lust at first sight. And then you get to know the person. You might get to adore them. You might get to love them. Or, y'all might just want to do whatever and go move on. But when you don't know the person, you don't love them because you don't even know them. You get what I'm saying? So I don't like it if you don't have some reason. A, B, C, D. I like them because A, B, C, D. The more of them letters you can do, the better. Okay? So if you only got one, and that one is, because they're cute, it's way too shallow for me, and why waste the time? That's just how I feel. I'm not saying that's what she did in here. I'm just giving you an example. But anyway, I don't like that kind of stuff. So the relationship of the why was not put in there enough for me. Just like last time, the world building was great. These goblins, Actually, I would say the goblins were even better in this book, their world building, because I could see these goblins, they had these like giant ships, and they weren't like, think of like a cruise ship, a big cruise ship against a little boat. I mean, these were huge. I mean, it was so funny. I mean, there was a part where they thought they had this big old, the humans thought they had this big ship, and then the goblin ship comes and it's way bigger than their ship. I mean, it was just, these goblins these were some tough mofos to get rid of. They were cruel. It was quite, brutal, shall we say. And she did not spare. She did not spare you. The fight scenes in there were good. The battle scenes were good. It's a sad book. It's a sad book, I will say, because think about it. You learn in that first book, these people die, right? So you hear in this book how they died and how it came to their deaths and this, that, and other. So of course it's sad, but the fights themselves, they were something. I will say, since I knew these people are going to die, and I knew over here we're going to find out how they're going to die. I feel the author shouldn't have done the book from Galva's point of view. There was this, what was it? She was called Prima General, and she was great. She was put over the human armies, right? And she brought them all together because we have all these different kingdoms, right? And they each bring their little armies. Each of them bring their armies to come together to fight against the goblins. And the Prima General, she was over all of them and telling them what to do. She was awesome. This one was kick butt. And she wasn't the type of general that sit back and just, you do this, you that. No, she was in the ish too. You know what I mean? So anyway, like I said, she was really good, but she was great. She was an amazing character. And she was in the book from the beginning to end, right? So it should have been, I feel it would have been better had the book been told from her point of view mostly, because then we would have seen all new stuff, including, we could have also included Galva and her brothers and Galva's lover and all that sort of stuff. We still could have seen all those plot lines, but we're seeing it from a new character's perspective. We would have got something new, and we would have had a whole lot more insight. So don't get me wrong, the book, it was a good book. It just didn't do it for me because I knew too much. But had it been written from that Prima General's, I know he done already wrote the book. It's too late. But anyway, I'm not saying the book is bad. It just didn't do it for me because I already knew too much. And it kind of fell flat, So overall, the book was okay. I mean, it was well written. I don't have any complaints about it. So that is it for this review. There is going to be another book out, and it takes place after The Blacktongue Thief. I don't know when it comes out, but I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, this was well written. It's sad. It works for me. It just didn't work for me. I said the wrong thing. It just didn't work for me. So, but that don't mean it won't work for you. So you guys go pick up the book, because it isn't poorly written. It is good written. So you guys do your thing, and I'll see you guys on the bookshelf.